I believe 5 years ago, Angelina Jolie was offered to star in a James Bond film. However, she turned down the role because she said that she wanted to play Bond. Now, she had the opportunity to play what may be the female version of James Bond. The first thing I want to address about the film is the marketing campaign. I've never seen so many posters for a movie. Every bus stop near where I live has a poster for Salt. The storyline centres around Evelyn Salt, a female CIA agent who she claims to have been set up in an assassination attempt of the Russian president. The other members of the CIA who have worked with her for many years don't believe her story, and as a result she goes on the run. The chase scenes in the film are astonishing. Angelina Jolie mostly on foot, trying to escape the police and the CIA. Throughout the early parts of the film, you question yourself, is she actually the Russian spy? And as the film progresses, you find out. Another element I was surprised at was the acting from Angelina Jolie. I thought this would be a straight-up action movie, but the filmmakers leave room for her to act out the emotionality of certain scenes. Not as much as in Changeling, but you still see what she's capable of. At times, the action is unbelievable. Even though she is a highly trained fighter, you can't really expect us to believe that she can wipe out an entire corridor of people with her bare fists. The film is basically Mission Impossible, but with a female protagonist. Tom Cruise was initially offered the role, but turned it down to make Night and Day. A wise choice, as if Tom Cruise did star in the film, it would just fit in as another action thriller with a male lead. The film is incredibly fast-paced and doesn't get boring. There are some pretty cool elements in the film, such as when she makes the homemade rocket launcher towards the start of the film, and when she disguises herself as a man towards the end, which was really weird. My favourite scene, however, had to be when she was being chased and was leaping from truck to truck to avoid the CIA. There are a few twists along the way, most of them are pretty unpredictable, and overall Salt is a surprisingly good action film. The ending left in a way which will probably lead to a sequel, and it will be a sequel I'll be looking forward to.
I want to know what the hell this thing is doing in my lake.
Is that a piranha?
This particular piranha vanished 2 million years ago.
I'm thinking about closing the lake.
There's us, and there's 20,000 kids. You do the math.
Take it off!
The sheriff has declared an emergency.
Don't worry, we got P over here!
Piranha hunt in packs. The first bite draws blood. The blood draws the pack.
Piranha, or Piranha 3D, whatever you want to call it. Remake of the 1978 film with the same name. For starters, I haven't seen the original, or the sequel for that matter, which I believe was directed by James Cameron, but from watching this film, I can guess that it's probably just a cheap rip-off of Jaws. The film stars Elizabeth Shue, a sheriff of a lake town who investigates people going missing in the lake. The film starts off with a tremor causing a huge gap to open up beneath the lake, unleashing thousands of incredibly pissed off prehistoric piranha. This all happens a few days before an annual event which takes place, involving a lot of semi-naked girls and drunken teenagers. The film centres mainly on Jake Forrester, the sheriff's son, who is given the responsibility of looking after his younger brother and sister as she goes to investigate the disturbance in the lake, but obviously Jake wants to go to the party, so he sneaks out to help Jerry O'Connell's character film a porno. That's right, a porno. But obviously we only care about the piranha, right? So the thousands of teenagers at spring break all become victims to thousands of hungry piranha. Now, I'm honestly surprised at certain YouTube users who have given this film a lot of credit, calling it one of the most entertaining movies of this summer. Now, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy this film, but thinking about it, what's good about the film? The thing which comes to mind is Kelly Brook making out underwater with a female porn star fully naked and in 3 double D. Now, That underwater scene alone was worth the admission price. What red-blooded heterosexual male wouldn't like this film? One mistake the filmmakers made was converting this film to 3D. The director intended the film to be in 3D before he started shooting. I'm sure there are cameras out there which films in 3 dimensions so that you don't have to convert it digitally afterwards. The 3D in the film is used as a gimmick, with objects flying out at you, from eyeballs to Jerry O'Connell's severed penis. One reason I liked this film was the amount of gore, done with great practical effects. The piranhas are obviously CGI, but look fairly believable. Most of the time you can't see them anyway because when they're attacking, there's just clouds of blood and you can't really see them anyway. There are some pretty gruesome death scenes, and I especially like Eli Roth's death and the girl whose face gets ripped off after her hair becomes trapped in a boat's propeller. The film has some great cameo appearances from Richard Dreyfuss, basically reprising his role as Hooper in the first Jaws film. One thing I noticed was the beer he was drinking. Amity beer, I believe. I'm not sure if that's an actual brand of beer, but I found it pretty ironic as the original Jaws was set on Amity Island, the film Richard Dreyfuss is most known for. Christopher Lloyd plays an eccentric professor who specialises in marine biology, and also Eli Roth, director of the Hostel movies and starred as the Bear Jew in Inglourious Bastards. He plays the lucky guy who must spray semi-naked women with a water hose for the wet t-shirt contest. Also, Ving Rhames stars as Deputy Fallon. Ving Rhames you may know as Marcellus Wallace from Pulp Fiction, or as Kenneth from the Dawn of the Dead remake. In the original Jaws, you may recall a shot when Roy Scheider's character spots Jaws and the camera sort of zooms towards him. This technique has a lot of different names, but I know it as the vertigo shot. And in Piranha 3D, the same shot is used at the end of the film with Elizabeth Shue's character, an obvious tribute to Jaws. Piranha 3D is one of those movies which you either love or you hate. Sure, 3D at times is a little sloppy, but I'd be lying if I said that I didn't enjoy the film. If you like the idea of Kelly Brook naked underwater swimming with female porn star Riley Steele, then you'll probably love this film. If not, stay away because it offers very little in terms of horror.
Piranha.
If we're gonna date, you may have to defeat my 7 evil exes.
You have 7 evil ex-boyfriends?
7 evil exes, yes.
I'm talking to you, Scott Pilgrim.
And I have to defeat your 7 evil exes?
Pretty much.
What's up? How's life? He seems nice.
If she's the girl of your dreams, then you have to let her know. Step up your game, Scott. Break out the L word.
Lesbian?
The other L word.
Lesbians?
I was entertained right from the very start with the Universal logo. This film is pure awesome. The movie stars Michael Cera, who I am by no means a fan of, as Scott Pilgrim, a 23-year-old who is part of a rock band known as the Sex Bombs and dating a 17-year-old Asian girl who is still in school. Scott then starts to have dreams of this roller skating chick, Ramona Flowers, played by the incredibly hot Mary Elizabeth Winstead. And when he meets her, he immediately falls in love, setting off this love triangle. But in order to date Ramona, he must defeat her 7 evil exes. The fight scenes are highly influenced by video games, from the KOs to the experience points and to the enemies bursting into piles of coins. If you love video games, especially the old classic systems such as the NES and the Super Nintendo, then you'll love this movie. The X's are all set like stages in a video game, with the end boss played by Jason Schwartzman. The other X's consist of Satya Baba, sorry if I mispronounced his name, Chris Evans, who I'd say is probably my favourite of them, Brandon Ruth as a superpowered vegan, the Katayanagi twins, and Mae Whitman when Ramona went through her bi-curious stage. Overall, the casting is excellent, with really fun and likeable characters, and there's even a cameo appearance by Thomas Jane. Out of the supporting cast, Kieran Culkin was my favourite as Scott's gay roommate because he had the best lines. The direction from Edgar Wright is incredible as he throws all kinds of stuff at you. Basically, everything about this movie is awesome, from the music to the visuals to the incredible fight scenes. The movie is based on a comic book series titled Scott Pilgrim, and throughout the movie there are elements taken direct from comic books in general, such as when Scott flicks a light switch, the word click flashes, and when there are fight scenes it has all the charm of the old Batman TV series. It's the ultimate geek out movie. If you see only one movie this year, you ought to get out more often, but you should definitely consider seeing Scott Pilgrim vs. the World because it will blow you away. There's honestly nothing negative I can say about this movie because it was totally epic. Anyways, thanks for watching my review. Next video I'll be reviewing Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dinner for Schmucks, and probably Jonah Hex, so yeah. Talk to you then.
That was epic.